Life Audio.
The Bible Study Podcast, episode 985. Today, the Bible Study Podcast continues the study of the book of Exodus with chapter 28. Welcome to the Bible Study Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Christensen. This is the third of a DIY chapter. We're going to have some more later on, and the first of two chapters about priests. We may cover both today. We'll have to see how it goes, but first a word from this sponsor.
Hey listeners, it's Kelly from Life Audio. We know life gets busy, and sometimes it's easy for your faith to get pushed to the side. That's why we created The Good Word, a free weekly newsletter designed to give you a moment to slow down, be encouraged, and reconnect with what matters most, God's Word. Inside, you'll find devotionals, guided prayers, podcast recommendations, and other faith-filled content we think you'll love. No ads, no clutter. Just good content to help you stay rooted in God's Word throughout your week. Sign up for The Good Word today at lifeaudio.com/The Good Word. That's lifeaudio.com/The Good Word.
We start out with the priestly garments, chapter 28. Have Aaron your brother brought to you among the Israelites, along with his sons Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar and Ithamar, so that they may serve me as priests. Make sacred garments for your brother Aaron to give him dignity and honor. Tell all the skilled workers to whom I have given wisdom in such matters that they are to make garments for Aaron for his consecration, so that he may serve me as priest. These are the garments they are to make: a breastpiece, an ephod, a robe, a woven tunic, a turban, and a sash. They are to make these sacred garments for your brother Aaron and his sons, so that they may serve me as priests. Have them use gold and blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and fine linen. So we're going to make some things for Aaron to wear that he can have dignity, so he's going to look like a high priest. One of the things I didn't say last time when we were talking about the tabernacle, blue, purple, and scarlet, these would be more expensive dyes, especially purple. The Phoenicians actually get their name from a purple dye that comes from sea snails, and this is so expensive that it's really reserved as a royal color, or in this case, a priestly color. The ephod. Make the ephod of gold and of blue, purple, and silver yarn and of finely twisted linen, the work of skilled hands. It is to have 2 shoulder pieces attached to 2 of its corners so it can be fastened. Its skillfully woven waistband is to be like it, of 1 piece with the ephod, and made of gold, and with purple, blue, and scarlet yarn, and with finely twisted linen. Take 2 onyx stones and engrave on them the name of the sons of Israel in the order of their birth, 6 names on one stone and the remaining 6 on the other. Engrave the names of the sons of Israel on the 2 stones the way a gem cutter engraves a seal. Then mount the stones in gold filigree settings, and fasten them onto the shoulder pieces of the ephod as memorial stones for the sons of Israel. Aaron is to bear the names on his shoulders as a memorial before the Lord. Make gold filigree settings and 2 braided chains of pure gold like a rope, and attach the chains to the settings. So Aaron is to wear this garment here, an ephod. It is really just a robe that is a special robe here, but it has these 2 stones one on either shoulder, with each with the names of 6 tribes of Israel, or 6 of the sons. And you inscribe it like you would do a seal. That is a seal that you would use with sealing wax, not the pinniped that we're talking about there. And so we're going to make this fancy garment for Aaron. And then the breast piece. Fashion a breast piece for making decisions, the work of skilled hands. Make it like the ephod of gold and of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and of finely twisted linen. It is to be square, a span long and a span wide, and folded double. Then mount 4 rows of precious stones on it. The first 4 shall be carnelian, chrysolite, and beryl. The second row shall be turquoise, lapis lazuli, and emerald. The third row shall be jacinth, agate, and amethyst. The fourth row shall be topaz, onyx, and jasper. Mount them in gold filigree settings. There are to be 12 stones, 1 for each of the names of the sons of Israel, each engraved like a seal with the name of one of the 12 tribes. From the breastpiece, make braided chains of pure gold like a rope. Make 2 gold rings for it and fasten them to 2 corners of the breastpiece. Fasten the 2 gold chains to the rings at the corners of the breastpiece and the other ends of the chains to the 2 settings. Attach them to the shoulder pieces at the ephod at the front. Make 2 gold rings and attach them to the other 2 corners of the breastpiece on the inside edge next to the ephod. Make 2 more gold rings and attach them to the bottom of the shoulder pieces on the front of the ephod, close to the seam just above the waistband of the ephod. The rings of the breastpiece are to be tied to the rings of the ephod with blue cords connecting to it at the waistband so that the breastpiece will not swing out from the ephod. Whenever Aaron enters the holy place, he will bear the names of the sons of Israel over his heart on the breastpiece of decision as continuing memorial before the Lord. Also put the Urim and Thummim in the breastpiece so that they may be over Aaron's heart whenever he enters the presence of the Lord. Thus Aaron will bear the means of making decisions for the Israelites over his heart before the Lord. Okay, so he's got this overgarment that is over his heart. It's again got precious stones. It's got the names of the 12 tribes on it. So he's got them over his heart as he comes into the holiest of holies, again, once a year on the Day of Atonement. And then he's also going to have the Urim and the Thummim, which we haven't talked about, but these are basically something like dice that will be used for making decisions. So you basically throw them down, and based on what they say, you get an answer from God. And the idea is that he's carrying these as well as he goes in. We don't really have a description of what they look like, but we know their purpose. Their purpose is to determine the will of God. I assume you throw them, and therefore you can tell, for instance, what the answer is. And they'll use it later on in this book, but we don't really get a good description of it. Other priestly garments. Make the robe of the ephod entirely of blue cloth. With an opening for the head in its center, there will be a woven edge like a collar around this opening so that it will not tear. Make pomegranates of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn around the hem of the robe with gold bells between them. The gold bells and pomegranates are to alternate around the hem of the robe. Aaron must wear it when he ministers. The sound of the bells will be heard when he enters the holy place before the Lord and when he comes out, so that he will not die. Make a plate of pure gold and engrave on it as on a seal, holy to the Lord. Fasten a blue cord to it and attach it to the turban. It is to be on the front of the turban. It will be on Aaron's forehead, and he will bear the guilt involved in the sacred gifts the Israelites consecrate. Whatever their gifts may be, it will be on Aaron's forehead continually, so that they will be acceptable to the Lord. Weave the tunic of fine linen and make the turban of fine linen. The sash is to be the work of an embroiderer. Make tunics, sashes, and caps for Aaron's sons to give them dignity and honor. After you put these clothes on your brother Aaron and his sons, anoint and ordain them. Consecrate them so that they may serve me as priests. Make linen undergarments as a covering for the body, reaching from the waist to the thigh. Aaron and his sons must wear them whenever they enter the tent of meeting or approach the altar to minister in the holy place, so that they will not incur guilt and die. This is to be a lasting ordinance for Aaron and his descendants. One interesting thing here is we're getting these description of what to put on it. Put on it pomegranates, put on it bells. We understand why the bells are there, to alert your presence so that you don't die. That seems like a good thing. We don't know why pomegranates. It doesn't say. There was a artistic choice on the behalf of God. I do not know, but that's the instruction. I'm going to leave the next chapter, the consecration of the priest, till next week because it's a longer chapter here. But basically, Aaron has special garments. The priests have special garments because they have this special role. And remember that 1/12 of the people of Aaron, will have this role in perpetuity, is the plan here as they stand at Mount Sinai. That this is to be the priests. They're not going to have a portion in terms of a land that they're going to be given like the others, but instead they're going to have Levite cities, and they're going to be the sons of Levite, the priests of God, and special role and special garments. With that, we're going to end this episode of the Bible Study Podcast. If you have any questions, Send an email to chris2x@gmail.com, or better yet, leave a comment on this episode at thebiblestudypodcast.com. And as always, thanks so much for listening. I want to take just a second to thank the team at Life Audio for their partnership with us on this podcast. If you go to lifeaudio.com, you'll find dozens of other faith-centered podcasts in their network. They've got shows about prayer, Bible study, parenting, and more.
I'm best-selling author John Seidel, and I'm the Christian who became an alcoholic, not the other way around. Through the power of Jesus, I got sober, and now I'm sharing both my story and the stories of others just like me, along with helpful interviews from trauma, faith, and addiction recovery experts. If you're a fan of messy sanctification and powerful stories, join me on the Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic podcast on Life Audio or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Let's get radically vulnerable.
The Historical Jesus Podcast is the sweeping saga of the life and times of Galilean Jesus of Nazareth, as well as the faith, religion, and church founded to honor and disseminate his acts and teachings. Join me, Mark Vinette, on this fascinating journey through time, exploring the many great works of Christian theology, literature, architecture, music, and art inspired by the words and deeds of Jesus Christ.